if we really want to deep dive into the stats, right, into the data, then we have to think about 6.6 million have been convicted of some type of crime. That means from the 6.6, 2.1 million are actually serving time right now, currently. This is the most recent data, in prison or jail. And 4.5 of that 6.6 are either doing probation or parole.
Wow.
And these are men, women, sisters, brothers, uncles, mothers, daughters.
A lot of people.
It's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
So yeah, prisons are for profit. We've got that covered. We know that.
So let's get back to your story. Where are we at this point? So you walked in, they dehumanized you. They checked all your cavities and everything. You walk in, you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm in a movie, right? Like this is unreal. What was going through your mind at that point?
It was like an out-of-body experience for me. If I can sum it up in just one word, I felt dismantled. I think dismantling is appropriate and how I felt internally. I felt robbed at that moment. Not just because my freedom had been taken away from me and all of my rights, as we all know, but I felt robbed. I felt I had no voice. That to me is very important. And I felt like I was a really small, very small person in a very large situation.
Are you worried to say pond and fish because of what happened last time? Can I ask you something? Did you ever feel mad at yourself?
I was mad at myself. I was mad at God. And I've always had a very spiritual connection with my beliefs. I don't really identify with any particular religion, even though I've studied religion for many years, many different types of religions. But I identify more with spirituality. And at that moment, there was this pain. There was a gap between my beliefs, what was going on, and everything that was happening around me. So there was a big disconnect. I was angry. I was angry at God. I was.
You never had any thought of like, why did I plead guilty? Why did I do this? You were just like, all right, I'm here. You accepted it. That was it.
At first, I think the ego is always in the driver's seat, especially when we tend to victimize ourselves. And I'm very familiar with that, not only in my own personal experiences, but in the work that I've always done, where I know that the ego tends to get in the way of each and every one of us. And my ego wanted to speak. I couldn't speak up. I couldn't fend for myself, but my ego wanted to. So absolutely, I remember falling into sort of this victimhood of why me? And this is the part that's really crazy. And I'm almost ashamed to say this, but I want to be vulnerable and share this.
Thank you.
I thought, oh my God, I'm going to be the only innocent person in that entire place.
Oh my God.
I'm going to prison with a bunch of criminals.
Right, because you
Honest
walked
to
in
God.
there thinking that.
I'm going to be the only innocent person. I don't belong there.
And I'm assuming that you met some innocent people.
So definitely I met some women who had been sentenced to 20-year sentences because unlike myself, who decided to take the plea, these are women who wanted to go to trial and fight.
Right.
And I admire them for that.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what, we used to call prison the cemetery of the living.
Wow.
Because it's Groundhog Day every day.
Wow.
Every single day is the same thing. You wake up to the same thing.
How was your first day?
So my first day was scary. I was afraid. I wasn't afraid for what could happen to me physically. I was afraid that I wouldn't adapt to that environment. I'm telling you, my ego was like, I am superior. In the way that I wasn't used to that world. I wasn't used to that type of environment. I don't know if I could adapt. So it was not comforting. However,
Did anybody comfort you? Did anyone come
yes,
up to you?
Griselda was.
Are you
No.
kidding me?
All right.
No, that's enough. Listen. The first day?
The first person that approached me was Griselda. She came and
What?
she brought me a blanket. Because it's so cold in there. It's freezing in there, guys. You can't imagine how cold it is. So she brought me a blanket to keep myself warm at night.
Why did Griselda give you a blanket? Did they not give you a blanket?
Yes, but it's so cold in there. And the things that they provide you with are so minimal.
So what is it that they give you? What kind of supplies do you receive upon arriving?
Your uniform, which is pretty much used when you have a visitor, when someone's visiting you on the weekend.
Okay.
It's kind of this military style. I think,
They look like
and you would
scrubs.
totally dig it.
Oh my God, rocket.
And you're a rocket girl.
It looked like scrubs.
I don't know. It was more like military.
Well, okay. And then what other things? They toothbrush, toothpaste. Like, what do they give you? What are the essentials?
Yes, they do provide you with that. However, you do have the option to purchase some of these things that are a little more upgraded in terms of branding in commissary, which are extremely expensive, by the way. Like Pantene was $6.
Oh.
Right. Of course, they upcharge you because it's not enough to have you in there. They want to make
Profit.
money off of you. And how does somebody in prison have money to buy shampoo?
Sure. So one of two ways. Because these camps were designed as working camps, we all had to work. That's important. You need to work.
What do you mean work?
Like
Yeah.
you were obligated to have
To find a job. You were my first job before I got fired was at the gym.
You got fired?
Yeah,
you
I
got
was-
fired in prison, girl.
I did. Listen, I was meant to be an entrepreneur, not to work for anybody. I want to say this right here. Okay.
Oh, no.
I was working as an orderly, which an orderly is pretty much the person who cleans the gym. And I decided to take that job because I thought it was really easy. I wasn't going to have the guard watching over me, micromanaging me. It was kind of like a very liberal job where I would have to go into the gym, grab all of my cleaning products, which translates into soap and water. You're not
Wow.
allowed to have any chemicals in prison,
Okay.
Yeah, because you can kill someone.
or you can use it for, to get high and whatnot. So I had to clean the gym. So I had this system going on with my friends where I would leave everything set up like I was cleaning, and I would go into the yard with all my friends, hang out, walk, exercise. I took exercise very serious.
Oh my God, Mom.
And then I would go back, move things around again, make it look like, oh, she's here. She's cleaning. I don't know where, but
So
she's
the gym
cleaning.
was disgusting.
So the gym sucked because of you.
Needless to say, those who were there, you should not have been using the gym while I worked at the...
Oh my God.
Launching.